So we have this hot sopressata that I'm going to finely dice and put in the pot. That's going to be the base. Okay, so it's all diced up now. I know it looks like a lot, but you got to remember this is going to last me a long time. But that's going to go into this, which all I've put is just cayenne, paprika, and oregano. I'm going to let those smoke. The oils are going to release, and then I take this out, and then I put the tomatoes in. All right, so right now it smells like straight up pepperoni in here, but that's part of the plan. So sopressata is a heavily seasoned kind of just sausage or like a salami kind of thing. So you can see it actually, the oils are like a darker red instead of just like a clear olive oil that we normally see. So that's what I want to be extracted, and that will go into the tomato sauce. Also, like when this like caramelizes, it'll kind of, it won't be like bacon, but you know, it'll still be like a crunchy bit that just has a good mouthfeel. Then I have some basil here, which actually, let's take this one out. So these are going to be my garnish. But what I'm going to do is roll them up, and they're going to get very thinly sliced like this, so that they'll look like ribbons. So you kind of see what I'm talking about where I said like ribbons. So this is what's going to go into the sauce itself when the tomatoes are like almost done. This is just going to go on top of the plate as a garnish, but I also really like basil, so that's why. All right, I figured it's better to start zooming out on these, but you can see here, instead of it being like little streaky things, like now it's starting to pool up. So that's what we're going for. That's good stuff. And we eat garlic in this house, so 2 cloves on top of an onion I'm going to chop up. So I have removed the sopressata, and what I've done is put 2 cans. I have 1 petite cut and then another can of whole tomatoes. All right, and basically I'm just gonna go in and squish these up. I just like the texture of the whole and the other ones. And I know you're like, it's a lot of onion, a lot of garlic, but we fucking season our food in this house, so that's that. All right, so what I've done really quick is I've taken my whole tomatoes, crushed them down into parts that I like pieces that I like, and this is just on low medium so that it just warms up. I don't want it to cook. I just want it to get warm while I have this one where all my onions are gonna go in. Once the onions and garlic are like nice and caramelized, they're gonna go in the sauce, and then they'll start cooking. So my onions are going. I do have this kind of higher than normally. That's just because I personally like it when the onions are charred. Not burnt, charred. Charring is flavor. We like flavor. Those are going to go for a while because the garlic, the thing about garlic is that, I forgot what the name of it is, but there's a chemical inside of it that once you do anything to agitate it, it releases, and that's what gives you that distinct smell and flavor of garlic. And the thing is, so I have it, you know, kind of cut into strips. The thing is, if you put it into any source of heat or flame or something like that, what you'll do is actually neutralize that chemical, which means that you neutralize the garlic flavor. So I'm going to wait until the very end to put that in there just so I can toast it a little bit. I like my garlic, so I want it to be full flavor. So that's good stuff. It's getting translucent. It means it's breaking down. But also it means that those natural sugars inside of the onion are releasing. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. So what I've done now, I've reduced the heat and I've put in my garlic. So you can see some of it's dark now, which is very good. That's what I like. So let this garlic go probably about 2 minutes, about 438. And then we'll put it in the sauce, which has been still warming, reducing a little bit, but not cooking yet. You can see some bubbles. All right, so it's gotten to a point that I'm happy with. So what I'm gonna do, transfer them over, and then I'm gonna reuse this pot for something else. All right, now it's also very important to taste test as you're going along each step. I've been doing it, I just obviously haven't shown you guys because that's gross, but I'll do it right now. That's very good. It doesn't need that much salt because of the soppressata from earlier. So I'm glad that I added just a little bit after I started putting the tomatoes in here, but it's coming together very well. Okay, so my tomato sauce is on. It's boiling right now. I added in the onion and garlic from before, but I also added in some basil. I had it pretty high till it was boiling, and now I'm gonna reduce the heat so that it just kind of sits here. It's gonna simmer. But while it's simmering and reducing, I actually have some meatballs. This super untraditional recipe calls for beer battered brats that I just removed out of the casings, formed into balls, placed it into the pot with the onion in there. So these are gonna cook, and I'm gonna have 2 batches of that, and we'll get it going. All right, so I put these in here, I flipped them around a bit. They got some really nice color on them. So what I'm gonna do is just transfer them over, and they're gonna finish cooking in the sauce because this still has to keep cooking for a while. So yeah, and then I just do the next batch. It's coming together very nicely. So yeah, got some good color. That's already getting really thick and simmering down very well. I'm happy with it. So my meatballs are all done, and what I've done is just reincorporate the soppressata from earlier. That's going in here. So that's it. What I'm gonna do is cook my noodles, let this go. I got one more thing left to do to this before it's actually ready to eat. This might be blasphemy, but I have some whipping cream to make it a little thicker. I don't have any fresh grated cheese to toss in to do it, the proper way. We're gonna have to do it this way, but it works for me. I like it. Yeah. Okay, you're probably like, why would you add creamer to that? The kind of use for it is twofold. One, it makes it creamier. It gives it like a smoother texture, but it also kind of alleviates a lot of that spice from the soppressata. Even though I do like the kick from it, it just kind of brings it back down so it's not as overbearing. I could taste it within the first like 2 or 3 samples that I've had, or tastings, that it was a lot, so it just helps it mellow out the flavor while also keeping the body of the sauce, rather than just putting in water to try to drown it out. I know what I said about spice, but I'm an adult. I can do what I want, so I put a chili pepper in here. Let that do its thing. Now I have another pot. I just cleaned it out really quick. The one that had the meatballs in. That's where my ziti's gonna go in. Gotta let it boil. So the water was boiling. Put my noodles in there. Off we go. My ziti is done. Time to plate. All right. Before you say anything or ask, did you ruin your meal with cheap grated Parmesan? Yes, I did. Because I'm an American. I can do what I want. But here we go. Finished product. This took 2 hours.